Welcome to this episode of Give Voice to Your Vision. I am so excited for the conversation we're going to have today with the amazing dear friend and colleague Eva Gregory is here. And we're talking about it just changed there we go, the prosperity shift from proving your value to leading from it. Eva is bringing some amazing message and transformation through this week. And I'm excited to have her here with us to share some of that magic that she brings. Just in case you don't know her, welcome, Eva. I want to say hi.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
So happy to be here. If you don't know Eva Gregory, she is an award-winning inner authority mentor who helps soul-led entrepreneurs move from proving their value to leading from it. Yes. She integrates inner guidance, energy alignment, and proven business strategy. Hello, in that order, please.
Yes, thank you very much.
To help experts trust their work more deeply. We're diving into that for sure. Attract those high-end clients and create premium offers that reflect the depth of their transformation, applying the law of attraction to her prior business. Eva went from almost 100K in debt and near bankruptcy to a 7-figure bottom line within 9 months. So she has much to model and share with us. She's the author of The Feel Good Guide to Prosperity and Life Lessons for Mastering the Law of Attraction, which she co-authored with Jack Canfield. She's very fancy and the most down-to-earth, lovely human you're ever going to meet. I'm so excited to have you with us, Eva. Thank you for being here.
Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to be here with you. Oh my gosh.
What a pleasure. So we're going to dive right in with your permission, right? We're going to go deep. We're going to keep this focused. We want to bring a lot of value. If you're here live, let us know in the comments. We are streaming on 3 platforms, but every comment will be addressed. We have some special access to some incredible resources for you here. So stick with us. Come back. Let us know you're here. Let us know if you have questions. I'll do my best to pop in while we are live, but we will make sure that all your questions get answered. And so whether you're on YouTube or on LinkedIn or on Facebook with us, we want to make sure that you get your questions answered so you can move forward. But we're going to dive in deep and stay focused today. We've got lots to cover. You ready?
Yes, awesome. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So prosperity, right? It's a word. We hear it, prosperity. And I know that I want to ask you about the opposite of prosperity, okay? A lot of us are feeling the fast, rapid evolution. Tell me what you're seeing. And I've heard you talk about lack consciousness. So I'd love to know what you're seeing in the coaching, healing, visionary expert industry and what you're noticing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very interesting because lack or that scarcity model doesn't always look the way people think it looks.
Yes.
What I'm noticing is there are a lot of brilliant entrepreneurs, successful people who have a deep body of work that's getting client results. They've been at this for years, many of them, and yet they're questioning themselves still. Yeah. And especially, I would say, in the last couple of years or so.
Right?
Me too, you guys.
Yes.
Just saying.
Eva, 1 second. It's 90 degrees here and I just heard my air conditioner kick on. So I wanted to make sure we didn't have a buzz in our recording.
Oh my goodness.
For those of you listening. So
the buzz would have been worth it to keep you cool.
It would have. It's all frequency, right? Yeah. So in the last couple of years.
Yes. I mean, just the way everything has been going. And so what I've noticed is they're starting to question, does the audience still have the resources to invest in my premium programs? Should I lower my price point? They're questioning, is my work even still valid in this day and age when there's so much other things going on? And it feels like so many people are getting into almost, not even almost, but survival mode in many cases where that wasn't the case a few years ago. And so that's kind of brought people into question. And then they're saying, well, if that's the case, then are people even wanting the transformation that they used to? And so what I've noticed, even with my own clients, is they're saying, okay, I'm just going to make things smaller I'm going to make it
Mm,
easier to say yes to my offers, thinking that's the responsible move. Now, for some people, that could be the answer. There's no like cookie cutter one
exactly.
answer for
Thank you for
everyone.
saying it.
Okay.
Hmm.
It is all about your frequency. But
Yeah.
on the surface, when I've seen them do that, they're feeling responsible, right? And
Yeah.
so, I mean, like I'm paying attention to the market. I'm seeing what's
Yeah.
going on economically.
Logical,
Yeah, for
practical.
sure. And what I'm knowing though, when I trace it back, is we start to, for some of them, again, not all, because this could be the answer. So, guys and gals, you got to listen to your guidance and what's really underneath it. But it's the lack consciousness, not being responsible.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. And it's tricky
It is.
because,
It's subtle. It's sneaky. Seems so reasonable.
yep, absolutely. And you know what? It doesn't sound like it's fear coming from them when they say it. And
Right.
so that's where, I talk about you have the guidance on one shoulder, you have your gremlin on the other, like angel and the devil. That gremlin is very sneaky.
Sweet talker.
Yes, very sneaky.
Yeah.
And it can sound like responsible.
Yeah.
And so, if I'm being realistic, people are struggling right now and the market's different. The people are being cautious.
And we're getting
So
that
that
message from everywhere if we're drinking the
absolutely,
Kool-Aid. Yes.
absolutely. And here's what I'm not saying. I am not saying ignore what's going on out there.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. This is
Mhm.
really important to understand.
Yeah.
But we do want to be aware, right?
Yeah.
And so we don't want to be tone deaf to what's going on, but there's a difference in being aware of the market and then letting the market be your ultimate authority.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Great way to say that.
Yeah.
So how are you seeing this? I think we've started to dive into like how you're seeing this show up for experts that are really in that emerging leadership phase of their business.
This is where they're not, first of all, they're not trusting their guidance, and they are looking outside. What are other people doing? What are other people saying?
Mhm.
What are the, like, noticing what the quote authority experts out there, even the experts, just
Yeah,
say it,
even the
right?
experts are noticing the experts
Yeah,
and questioning their
exactly.
expertise.
I mean, look, I went through it. I
Yeah,
did it.
me
I
too.
did it. And
Yeah,
so, it's no judgment here. I think that's the
0.
biggest thing, wherever you are,
Mhm,
whatever. And if you find that later that,
mhm.
oh my God, that's where I am, it's okay. We are human. The
Yeah.
fact that you finally get it and bring it back to being aware, that's perfect.
And,
And
expansion is inevitable, right? We're gonna
oh
hit
my
a
goodness, like
plateau.
it or not,
We're
we're
exactly.
expanding,
It's
people.
coming for you, right? It's not optional. So,
Yeah,
like, even plateaus and questioning and evolution is a part of existing, and especially a part of businesses, right?
yeah,
And so, being in the game of that, in the play with that, and knowing we always can't always see what we can't see. That's why we have trusted guides and mentors,
yeah,
and why we can look but not stare. But you're saying something so important. Tell me, maybe
yeah.
even share a little tidbit on how we can just like tune in, prioritize that inner
Yeah.
guidance.
I'll give you a good example. I'll give you a
Great.
good example. I had a client. I will not use her name because she came to me after she went through this, but it just really points to it. She ran a successful business she had for years,
Mhm,
very well respected. She was established,
mhm.
and I don't know, over the course of about 6 months, she decided she was going to drop her price point.
Mm.
And then she decided, well, I need to add some extra calls to the program. Now, this wasn't in a sitting saying, here, I'm going to do all these things. It was piecemeal. So notice this, because this is what I
Yeah.
got caught up in.
Piecemeal, you guys. Here, listen.
Yeah. So it was like, oh, I think I'll just do this. And then she moves around for a little bit. She moves forward. And then she's, oh, I'm going to add some extra calls to the program. And then the next thing I notice is she's adding services to her program that she didn't typically offer. And I'm going, oh, well, what is going on here? And I said, can we have a conversation? Right.
Nice. Nice.
Um, and she didn't realize what she was doing. So she was sabotaging her own work and her own program. And she said, but I just wanted it to feel more robust. Okay. And where did it come from? This is what you're talking about, like how we're looking out to others. She said, well, I was looking at what everybody else is doing in the industry. I'm seeing what they're saying on Facebook. I'm noticing that, the economy, things are tighter for people. And I said, God, but let's bring it back to you. And let's look at what's going on with you. Okay. She didn't even notice that it was happening. And her client base was going down. Okay. So then she says, okay, maybe I should do this. And it wasn't about that. And so this is what can happen is we see all this going on out there. And then we decide, well, maybe I need to do this with the program or cut this back or throw some more things in so it looks like it's more value. When that wasn't even the issue.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. That piecemeal thing gets us all, I think, coming and going a little bit. I call it the entrepreneurial blackout. Like,
oh, that's a great name.
You don't even know it's happening, right? And we're so busy and we have so many big dreams and there's such a gajillion things being a visibility person. Like more visibility isn't the answer, right? Like it doesn't mean more clients. We can get pulled and we start guessing and we start throwing spaghetti at the wall and it doesn't work together and it inks into our reality and we don't even know it. That's what I mean, that subtle thing. That's why I call it a blackout, because you wake up at some point going, what the hell happened? Usually with somebody who's like, can I talk to you for a second, like you did for your client? So
like, this is because something was wrong. So I just noticed this. So it's not one dramatic decisions. This is like those little decisions the gremlin is talking
about. Or the not decisions.
Or not decisions, really. So good.
Right?
So
good. Yeah. Right? And how do we know when we're even making them? I mean, I'm such a believer. It's the first investment I make in my business is like having that fresh perspective, a community or a mentor or something, because it sneaks up on us. And there's a time too for, with the full total self-trust. I know I want to dig into that with you too. So I wonder if you have insights to share with us. I know you do. But like, why do those of us who feel called, in my world, we say calling, you say soul-led, purpose-led, we are experts, but so for me, it's all about the message. Like I'm called to share this damn message. It's going to drag me kicking and screaming, or I'm going to surrender and go and soar. And it's still a little bit of both, if I'm honest, right? Yeah. So why do those of us who have this calling or this soul-led, purpose-driven message, work, mission in the world struggle to have our work fully support us?
We all have such a desire to serve, okay? And a lot of times, which is fine, it's not just about making the money. Now, a lot of people, it's for us, soul-led entrepreneurs, we're leading from our heart, we have a mission, we are feeling called to what we do. And yes, of course, money is an important factor, but it's not all about the money for us. We care about the transformation, right? We care about our clients. We care about being in integrity. And so what happened is we don't want to be pushy or we don't want to manipulate anyone into a decision. And most of us, well, I'll speak for myself and the people that I do know, the clients and listeners, viewers out there. You probably had an experience somewhere along the way where maybe a coach or a mentor made you feel pressured or icky or manipulated. And you promised you would never be that person.
Or you saw somebody else doing it.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, they're creepy and icky.
Yeah. I came out of IBM and the sales training there, let's just say, it was not aligned with my values.
It's not the language of your heart.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. And what can happen, though, is in this effort to be loving and generous and accessible to our folks, we end up abandoning our own prosperity consciousness. Okay? Because we're undercharging, we're overgiving. That's my MO.
Yeah.
And so
it sneaks in so many ways. It sneaks in even in like not making direct offers. I see that it's in visibility, sure. Right? Like I'm being visible, but I'm not having clients. We soft pedal it, or like you were talking about earlier, lowering our prices because people are struggling, and we want to do that instead of holding the value within ourselves. And any other ways that you see this like sneaking in?
Yeah, it's like you're extending yourself. I will say I've done it.
Yeah.
Extending yourself way past what's sustainable.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about just beginners. I'm talking about established entrepreneurs. I have a colleague, bless his heart, super successful, millions of dollars. And he was near breakdown every time I saw him because he was giving so much. He had nothing left to give. He had no life. His family didn't have him. And he was in really bad shape.
Yeah.
That was because it felt like I got to give more. And, just another one that came through, taking on clients that are not a fit.
Hello.
Because it's so unkind not to, but they want this. How can I say
they need it? They want it. Yeah. And then you're like heavy lifting. Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was
so much to say.
We're channeling at the same speed of light. You first, my dear. I'll give us the new question. You go ahead.
No, just kidding. So it's like, here's what can happen is we get exhausted, and then here's how you know that you're in that place. One of the big easiest ways is you feel resentful.
Yeah.
Pay attention to that. I'm there and I'm giving, but then you start feeling resentful, even if you don't say it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I got to go on this call. I got to do this.
Like, no, I'm talking to them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have another call.
Yes.
Right? Why did I put all those calls in this program?
Yes.
Not because we don't love the work.
Absolutely. But that's a big,
to your point, we're over delivering, we're over giving. Yeah. So what's the solution? Let's talk about flipping that on its head.
Yeah. I mean,
reclaiming. Sure. I know we both talk about inside out. So I would love for you to speak to this reclaiming. What does it mean to reclaim that prosperity consciousness, to use your language, right? From the inside out.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, it requires a different kind of honesty with yourself. Because like I said, what we've been talking about, the gremlin makes you feel like it's been responsible and these are the way it should go. Yeah. And so some of the questions to start asking yourself are things like, how can I serve deeply without sacrificing myself in the process?
Right.
Okay. You get to serve deeply. And when you're sacrificing yourself, you're actually not of value, not in the same way as when you have room for yourself, not sacrificing yourself. Asking questions like, how do I stay generous without collapsing my boundaries? Oh my goodness, that's another one. How do I hold something spiritual and be well paid for it? This is another
nice
that thing that I
say that again. How do I hold something spiritual?
Your work is spiritual,
infinite, and
be well paid for it.
Be well paid for it.
Those two things cannot be treated like they are separate. They cannot be. We've got to bring them together. You have to bring all of you to the table. And that means all of you, not the sacrificed you, not the
because sacrifice is holding something back. In my world, self-expression is key to the prosperity. We have to express fully. And if we're not delivering, not sharing, without overgiving, not valuing ourselves, not claiming our space, then it's leading to that other side of the coin, right?
Yeah.
So inside out prosperity. You had any other good tips for us?
Yeah. So the other thing that I would say also is to look at, how do I let my work support me the same way I'm supporting other people? Support me. Turn it into yourself. Okay. We're the givers. We're the nurturers. How can you have it support you in the same way? Okay. These are the kinds of questions I run some of my clients through. How do I let my business keep evolving while I'm growing too? It's what you were talking about. We're constantly growing and expanding.
Right.
And of course, now none of these are questions that we say, okay, here's the answer to it and we move on. These are questions I would really invite you to sit with.
Yeah.
And just allow what wants to come through, your guidance, allow what wants to come through. One of the things that I have learned about asking questions in this way is you're asking them not in your head, you're asking from your heart. So if you're in your head trying to go figure out the answer, you're not in your heart.
Yeah.
So be willing to sit with the questions and then let them start to bubble up. And here's what will happen. when we're asking questions, you always want to be asking the questions you want the answer to, not why is this not working for me? Let's show her ... why it's not working. So when we're asking questions like, are we able to serve ourselves while the audience or while our target audience, what happens is even in our subconscious, it's automatically going out to look for the answers to that. And that's where you start to get your answers. Maybe not in the sitting while you are asking the questions, but days later in the synchronicities that happen, the ideas, solutions, people you meet, things start to unfold for you that leads you towards the answers to these questions. This is how guidance works. Most of the time, guidance is you're not going to sit down and ask. You can for some things, but I'm just saying, most of the time, it's going to be a little bit at a time. And it may not be right then when you're asking it. But by holding those questions, you're literally opening your channel to be able to access the answers to these questions. And so, by the way, talking about the growth and expansion, every time we get out of our comfort zones and we're in that growth and expansion, those same questions may come up again, depending on how much you've shifted. And so don't be surprised.
Yeah, you're different. The world's different. Your perception's different. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so this is where they're also, so aware, that's my big A word, aware.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that is starting to ask those questions, feel it. You know if you're resentful or not, you know if you're feeling good and excited about what you're doing or the price point you've set or anything else in your life, really. But when you're feeling it, you can tell, am I in alignment with what I say I want or not? And you'll know when it doesn't feel good, it's contractive. You're not really wanting to do it. You don't have much energy for it. There's that resentment that comes in. So just notice, paying attention to how it feels, not the gremlin, because your mind can usurp that, right?
Yeah. Say those questions again. If you're still here, if you're watching, if you come back and you check the replay, these questions are a way for you to tune in. And here's what happens. We get so busy with the strategy and the technology and the busy details. We keep getting obsessed, right? With figuring out the wrong questions, right? Trying to answer the wrong questions. And Eva's giving you masterful guidance right here. She is guided too, by the way, to to ask a different question. Ask that other question first. Trust yourself. Tune in. Do I like this? Do I want this? And be mindful when you've had a day a little bit like I have today, where I have been like bouncing from a lot of really cool, fun things, client calls. I get to talk to Eva, getting a couple things going out, right? And so I've been bouncing through that day. And if I didn't start every day with some of that tuning in, having a practice for that, and it's even better if I stop and do that throughout the day. Thank you for having this conversation with me so I get a moment. But are you asking the right questions, or are you caught up in that, well, maybe I should do this and I could do that and I want to get this and maybe I should go here and maybe I should do that? That's just a part of doing business in our world today. Having a big calling on your heart and having all these cool things we could do to share it, right? Yeah. So ask those questions for us again, just one or two, one more.
So
we're tuning into the bigger field, right? So
yes. How do I serve more deeply without sacrificing myself?
Right.
Okay. How do I stay generous? Similar, without collapsing my boundaries. Okay.
Right.
And honor my boundary. Continue to honor my boundary.
Honoring. Yeah.
But here's the one that I my foundation is, how do I hold something spiritual? That's the way I see our work.
Yeah.
How do I hold something spiritual and be well paid for it?
Yeah.
Yes, you can be spiritual and be wealthy.
It's actually hand in hand.
It is.
Yeah. And I think as you answer those questions, ask those questions, I'm also hearing answers that I would hear and see the things that can interrupt that. You might notice your own beliefs or ideas and things that are flickering in the way of that being true, especially when it comes to spiritual and wealthy, right? Spiritual and process. So if we're resisting something, we are pushing it away, and what we resist persists. And that little gremlin is clever. right? The seductive little sweet whispers of reason and settling for me too. Like, I just need enough to get by was a big mantra.
Mm,
Let
yeah,
me grow. You shared generously about overcoming some of the big debt. And I also had some overcoming of that big debt. And it was absolutely founded and grounded in a belief and a practice of I just need enough to get by.
right.
And I attracted less and less. And you talked before about contracting, getting smaller.
Yeah,
And that's counter to prosperity, right?
for sure, for sure. You know, when you're talking about that, when you're asking things like I just want enough to get through the end of the month.
Exactly.
Or, and when you're asking things like just to get by, ooh, then it's going to prove just how little you can get
It
by.
did. It did, sister. I'm telling you. And the first thing I had to do was tune in, surrender, and say, what am I not seeing here? Right?
Yeah.
And ask for more.
Here's one of my favorite things to ask, one of my mantras. And you can use it as a what if to turn it into a question. Like I love turning things into a question because it does have, you know, your subconscious is going out to look for the answers for it. Like, what if I had all the time and money in the world to do all the things I wanted to do and needed to do with plenty of time and money left over?
Feel
Yeah.
that. Breathe it
Thank
in.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ask the question. Oh, here's the other thing. When I'm asking my questions, if I'm sitting in my meditation or whatever, I'm always ending with thank you. Not help me get it, but thank you
Yes.
for helping me get it. It's a different energy.
Yes. Pleading or plying for what we hope we can have versus allowing and receiving and claiming and thanking. I love this so much. We were also going to talk about some kind of the patterns, like the top patterns that you see experts that keep them from experiencing consistent prosperity. I feel like maybe we've touched on those. Is there anything else that's you want to highlight from what we've covered today, or that?
Yeah. We've talked about the patterns for sure. And there are going to be patterns from our own lack for ourselves.
Mhm.
There's going to be, and there's different levels of patterns. Like one of the things that I teach is we have our prosperity patterns, and sometimes we've got something covered in one, but maybe there's still something going on. So it's kind of like pulling back the onion layers.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, so I am really confident in this. However, my pattern looks like this is where I kind of, fall under the radar. And so one of the things that we look at is what are those different things. I will say that there are so many, first of all. So when I'm teaching,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the four major buckets basically, but then under those, we are all so unique. And even when it feels like, oh yeah, you and I have the same pattern, there's little intricacies about them that actually are very
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. The way they show up, the way they're hooked in, the
Yes,
way, yeah. So you have a gift for us around these
I
patterns.
do.
Yes. That's we have a quiz that we can take. I'm going to let you tell us about that and pop it into our chat so that hopefully it'll go out to our streams, but I'll come back if you don't see it wherever you're viewing from. It'll be there
Okay.
shortly.
Well,
Tell us about the quiz.
Can I go back to the pattern, to the quizzes?
Yes,
just
please.
the quiz, not the quiz, but to the patterns. Like I was talking about
Yes,
some of
please.
the bigger ones. So I'm just going to
great.
throw out like 3 of these real quick. Okay.
Perfect.
First is that we, once again, we've already talked about this one, over giving to prove our value, right?
Yeah.
And so that's like we're adding more to the offer. It's one of the things that we talked about. The other one is, we talked about this one, letting the market become your authority rather than going within and what is going on with me. We look around, we see what others are saying, and then we cop to that. And I just want to say, I'm sorry, it just, all these different things are coming in. One thing I want to talk about when you go, I'm going to lower my price or I'm going to add stuff to my program. I teach how to create premium offers and feel solid about them in your pricing.
So
but
good.
here's a telltale sign. is if you feel like in order for it to have value, or the value that you're wanting to charge, and you feel like I have to keep adding stuff so people will feel it, then you don't believe in your value. A little telltale sign.
Thank you. So clearly said. Well, if I'm going to charge that much, I'll have to move. I don't want to be responsible for all that, right? Like I'm going to have to move in with them and take care of their firstborn, and we pile in because what? The intrinsic value, right? And we started today talking about, leading a different way. Right. And you're touching on that exactly with holding your value, articulating your value. And that is our job as business owners. There is absolutely. But if we don't line up the inside, rather have the inside and then line up the outside, right? Where there's that disconnect, that friction. And, in my world, we're talking frequency and presence. And people feel it. You feel off. People feel off. It permeates everything. So that guidance that Eva's talking about and asking those questions and really tuning in and trusting yourself is it creates a resonance, a frequency that people can feel before you say a word or figure out how to say it right. Fantastic. Anything else you want to reveal about the bigger patterns?
The only other thing is, but I'm not ready. I'm going to go, massage it a little bit more. That one, those are the main three. But there's one of the things that I teach, and I'm just for you guys, we can get in our car, right? And we can plug in where we want to go in the GPS. But if we don't hit the accelerator and move, we won't get there, right?
Or if it tells us to go this way and we go over here.
Yes. And so that's what I mean, like feeling ready and stepping up. But I have a different version of GPS, and mine is guidance powered by spirit. That's the guidance that I'm really encouraging us all to fall more and more into. And it really is. I mean, prosperity is in trusting what you're being called to, that part. And then even if it feels scary, be willing to, you, Miss Visibility Queen, and helping people to really step up and own that.
Because it's terrifying for me. That's why I'm good at it. Right? I held back for years. I still find layers. I've been, I serve people really in three main ways. We do the same things in different ways. And like my offers haven't changed. And I'll go in there and be like, no, I need to make this better, or I need to make this more clear, or I'm not feeling disconnected from it. So, and yes, being visible is, it's my practice as well as my profession and my
people
presence.
Need you. That means you have to be visible. Yes. All right,
everybody. That's for everybody, right? Your calling won't quit.
Across the board.
Yeah. And if you're not showing up and sharing that message, and in a thriving business, when you are prosperous, when your business is supporting you instead of you hammering away at trying to get it going all the time, you will reach and touch the lives of people you will never, ever know, because you're getting your message out there, and your energy will attract them. They'll see the video, they'll hear somebody say the thing that you said somewhere, they'll read the book you write or the post that you do, and you don't know. But when your business is thriving, it becomes the vehicle for this calling. It travels it out into the world way beyond anything you can do when you're in here trying to get these little nuts and bolts working in just the right way. And that's happens through doing, like you're saying, right? Implementation, transformation through implementation. And when you have that sense, and you've given us some powerful ways to tune in, it also takes some radical self-trust, right?
The big keyword.
I feel this. Yeah, I feel this. And it may be crazy, but I'm going to stick with it now and put it out there and sing your song. Your business is your song to sing. Nobody else has it, right? So it's not for the faint of heart, but there's such, tell me about like what you experience, what you see your clients experience, and then we'll wrap up. We want to make sure people get their gifts. But when you click in to that felt prosperity.
Once you have clicked into that, there is this knowing within you. It's where the inspiration comes from. One of the other questions you can ask yourself is, what am I inspired to? Not what am I going to do to get by? What am I inspired to? And then allow your guidance to take you there. Okay.
And take the action that comes up, even if
Baby
it's
steps
scary,
lead to
right?
avalanches. It's one of the chapters in my life lessons for mastering
Right.
the law of attraction.
Oh, good. Good. Go get that
Yeah.
book too while we're at it. Yeah. And inspiration is it is a breath in, it is something you receive. And so these questions Eva has shared with you are a way, a mechanism, a path for you to open the door, the channel, and receive. If we don't stop to ask that question, we are blocked to the answer and we're looking for it outside ourselves. So use these power tools that she just gave you here on this call today. Come back and listen again. And let's tell them about what we're going to share and what you have coming up this week, because you have an opportunity to learn from the master.
Oh my goodness.
Here.
Okay. Yay. So the first thing I want to talk about is the prosperity pattern quiz, which is what you had mentioned. And this
Great. I'm going to pop that in our chat
awesome.
here. So it's going to Facebook. We'll come back and get you your link in a minute. Facebook was being fussy this morning. So.
We love you, Facebook.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, we love you, Facebook.
This quiz is going to, we talked about what are those prosperity patterns, right? So we talked about some of them, give you the overview, but it's based on your level of prosperity consciousness, not strategy. Your success is based on that, not the strategy. Strategy has its place, but we got to lead with the energy alignment, and then you follow. Lead 100%. With the heart, follow with the head. We usually do the opposite, right? So this quiz, it's 2 minutes. That's all it's going to take, and it's going to help you find out what is your current prosperity pattern. It's going to say along with what is the shift that would help you move out of that. Okay. So that is the quiz in a nutshell. It'll give you a lot of information. I will tell you, after you take the quiz, as you were talking about, I have workshops coming up. One's tomorrow, Friday, and Sunday. I've got 3 of them coming up, all different. But those will be, you'll have a link to those as well as if you want to share them. But it's going to be at the end of the quiz. You will see that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you will take the quiz, you'll see links to those workshops, and your email, you're going to get you'll get an email. Well, okay, here was your pattern and here's what you can do about it. So you'll get more of that.
So you'll get those results right away. So if we don't know our pattern, we can't shift. And it's also going to help us know what to shift. And then we have the opportunity to join you this week and actually help you have the shift.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful. I think there's also an option if you're like, oh, wait, it's this week, I'm busy. There's an option to have lifetime access, I think, as well. And I'll just say that these kinds of questions and this kind of inquiry will help your prosperity, your business, your clarity become a million times more clear than trying to look outside yourself for the next AI tool or the next strategy or the next technology or the next other person outside of yourself to tell you the way forward. Find your guides who are calling you into your own inner knowing, like Eva. And you have an opportunity here. This is the leading edge. It's always been true, but now this is the paradigm that people are stepping into and realizing it's really about working with how the world works, right? And so feeling stagnant or stuck or frustrated, these are the tools. These are the tools. It's not another program on how to make videos or, all of the things that we can get pulled. It's not even another platform until you've tuned in.
Inner platform.
Guidance says,
start there.
It's your inner platform. And these are some incredible tools and a master that's going to walk you through exactly how to access those for yourself, for you, for your way, with your patterns and your desires and your dreams. So I am so grateful to you for being here with us today. I love our conversations and I can't wait to jump in on some of your trainings this week. If you guys have benefited from this broadcast and you're here watching live or the replay, please share it with other people. Comment below. That means more people who are looking for the answers that are more potent and more powerful because they start from inside, but they're trying all the other things. They aren't working the way they want. And so that's why we do this show. That's why Eva is sharing these resources. And that's the work that we're here to do, right, Eva? Is to help you step into that. That's so we want and as many people as possible to receive the value.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Get the quiz. Anything else you want to say? What would you wish for the people who are watching here all the way to the end?
Well, first of all, what I wish for you is that you don't let others be your authority. Everything, mentors have their place. Our platforms, our practical stuff has its place. But the work you've built, the years behind you, the depth you've carried, oh my gosh, go within. Your guidance will help you understand the power and the value of what you have to offer. Let that be what you reflect in your life and in your business, instead of waiting to hear it, what's going on outside, what you're seeing outside is what I'm trying to say. And one of my things I always say, and if you do, with every step you take, by trusting inner guidance first, success is your only option. Your guidance only leads you to that.
The mic. Success is your only option. Fantastic. So good. Thank you again for being with us today on Give Voice to Your Vision. Jump in with Eva this week. We'll see you on the next episode. And thanks again for being here, Eva Gregory.